Hey everybody, how you doing? Happy Aloha Friday. Welcome to the Abbacado Show. I'm the Abbacado. Abba. The cados are you guys on the stream. And today we have, I made a call to action last week where I said, hey, let's make this stream a little more heavy metal, a little more rock. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going through this stream. When it's done, I'm going to output it and I'm going to assemble all of the heavy metal rock and rock adjacent tracks. And I'm going to put this whole thing, our stream that usually goes on the Abbacado YouTube channel, on my Decomposer Lounge. So the folks on the Decomposer Lounge can see what we do here. And, you know, maybe they join us or maybe they just enjoy. Maybe once a month I do a long edit and do something like that. But so that's what's going on. But so what we're going to do, though, is we are going to actually start with the Wheel of Cheese. And that is, you know what that is. Remember, for all of my friends, you already know. For those of you who are first timers here, if you want to do the Wheel of Cheese, the form's on top, pinned on top of the chat. Nothing over 7 minutes, please. That'll be automatically punted. And but hey, why not give it a try? Go over there, put your name and stuff, and let's go ahead and get this thing going, because we got a lot to cover today. So we're going to start off with the Wheel of Cheese. Let me roll my page into that. There we go. That's not the names. That's last week's Wheel of Cheese. So nobody panic there. And let's see what we got going on here. I'm going to move this over a little bit here. And we're going to refresh our list. And I blew it somehow. Uh-oh. I got an API fail. Hang on for a second. Why am I getting an API fail? Wait a second. Shut up, you guys laughing at me. Only because I'm professional, that's why. I'm trying to do the right thing, man. So hang on. How can that be, we say? Let me refresh. Why, look at all you guys laughing at me. Hammering me. Hammering me. Oh, now I got to relog into my forum. Guess I'm editing this out. Okay, let's try this again. See if I have any luck here. Otherwise, the forum might be mucky died dead. There we go. Okay, here we go. So, look, do you see you? If you do not see you, then you didn't make it on the list, or you're too late, or something happened. But I don't know. Let's spin, and let's see what we gain. Let's go. And it looks like Michaelzine. Michaelzine, how are you? The wiener. And so let's see what Michaelzine would like us to check out. And remember, if you are new, please nothing over 7 minutes, please. And wait a second. Oh, there it is. Michaelzine's right there. Okie dokie. And we're getting here a track. It's a rock track. Hey, look at that. We spun the wheel. We're staying on rock. So the name of the band is Lordi. The name of the song is Heart of a Lion. And the message is, this song is a part of the Lordiverside mega album containing 76 songs, where Lordi made 7 mini albums with different rock metal genres and put them all into one collection. Heart of a Lion is a part of the Lordiverside Human Animals album. The next 6 songs I request will be a part of the Lordiverside and a different genre. Okay, let's go. All right. Oops, let me get back to my thingy here. And here we go. This is giving me Van Halen. Whoops, I forgot the guitar feelings. Cool cats, the top guys. It's just a tickle when you're getting flogged. Gang rats, high flying, looking cool without even trying. On the edge of a silver lining, the dark around us can't stop us shining. Oh, we are fire. Heart of a lion. I'm waiting for Stallone to jump out. I love those harmonies. I wonder if this was influenced by Jump. I love his singing on this. I'm trying to pin the background vocal style too. Actually, a little bit of a Devin Townsend vibe with the background vocals. A little harmonic there with that. Even with the vocals, right? It's also got Dee Schneider vibes. Very melodic, very upbeat rock. A great way to start the stream here, because I have a funny feeling it shall get darker. They loved their hammer home that harmony. They stay on their go. What the hell's going on? Moving for the kill, we stand tall. Bring it on, 'cause we ain't got. You hear it? Ace flat. Hey, Python Archer, what's going on? Bruh, where did that lion come from? The track definitely had the Jump vibe with it, you know, with the stab, you know, synth sounds, the muted guitars in the back, super super it is. It was that 80s power positive rock kind of a thing. The growl in the guy's voice, though, that's pretty intense. There was some layering that's going on there just in vocal performances, but that was a really growly, throaty sound. But what locked it up for me was the whole background vocals. The whole background vocals was just that really, like, solid as a rock, 80s formatted style background vocals where you know, had them all clustered up and really tighter than a squirrel's ear. So yeah, this was a really super fun little jump up to start the stream. One more wheel of cheese and we get on with the donos, folks. So hang on, here we go. Thank you, Michael Lizine. And refreshing, and here we go. A few more people here. Who do I see here? I see Mary Lou and Peter Paul and Jeff and Randy and Jedediah and also... Okay, here we go. Sorry, my bad. Let's see. Oh, I think we have ourselves DR is the wiener. Damned registration is in the house. There you go. Yeah, right. That's you, bro. You won. So let's see what DR wants here. Wants something from, let's see. Okay, this is from the band Lighthouse. The song is Sunny Days. And the message is, as summer approaches, I yearn for the sunny days. But of course, I'm not sure you can understand this feeling over there in Hawaii. But what I do remember, DR, is I believe you live in Canada, right? Blame Canada. So yeah, but you know, it's two different kinds of paradise, if I do say so in my aged wisdom. All right, guys, this is the band Lighthouse. The name of the song is Sunny Days. Let's go. Bing. I really like the recording of the horns on this.
Sitting stoned alone in my backyard, asking myself why should I work so hard.
Giving me the Beatles vibes.
Sitting dreaming about the days to come, half undressed just soaking up the sun. Sitting here, I hope I don't get fried. 2 years ago, you know, I almost died. And yet there's nothing better for your soul than lying in the sun and listen to rock and roll. Sunny days, oh, sunny, sunny, sunny days. Ain't nothing better in the world, you know, than lying in the sun with your radio. Sunny days.
This is what it was like, you know, in the 60s, in the 70s, sunny days. Sitting on the beach, back in those old bikinis, in the bush life. You know what I'm talking about?
I really think there's nothing quite so fine as letting the sun rejuvenate your mind. Don't get me wrong, I really dig the moon.
Yeah, the dancing squirrel, I think, is the call for the emote.
When I wrote this tune, and now the sun's about to fade away. I'm feeling better than I felt for days. You know there's nothing better for your soul than lying in the sun and listen to rock and roll. Sunny days, oh, sunny, sunny, sunny days. Ain't nothing better in the world, you know, than lying in the sun with your radio. Sunny days, oh, sunny, sunny.
I like the big band midsection horn arrangement there.
Ain't nothing better in the world, you know, than lying in the sun with your radio.
This really is a perfect let's break it into summer vibe, isn't it?
Sunny days, oh, sunny, sunny, sunny days. Ain't nothing better in the world, you know, than lying in the sun with your radio. Sunny days, oh, sunny, sunny, sunny days.
Wow, what a legacy this band. I'm just looking them up right now.
Better in the world, you know, than lying in the sun with your radio. Da, 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 da.
Everybody. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Wow, yeah, formed in 1969 is right. Out of what does it say here? On Toronto and Ontario, from Canada. But they've got this kind of, it says here, and I can hear it, the repertoire that they have, even though they're listed under the genre as rock. Or maybe this was maybe just a standout track, perhaps, and things that had a little bit more grit in it and stuff. But they did combine a little bit of the jazz and the classical kind of vibes with this particular track. But it also says that they'll use string eminence. I'm sorry, I'm in the papal mood. String instruments and vibraphones as well. And they won a Juno Award for the Best Canadian Group of the Year in 1972, 73, and 74. For those of you who were not born, that's, in the 1900s. I'm just saying. So, all righty. Well, that's our two cheese kickoffs. What a couple of great tracks for the stream, to get it all rock and rolling, because I have a funny feeling now that the rock and roll thing is going to be a hammer. It's going to be a vibe today. So let's check it out. Just to let some of you folks know that when I end my streams on the last day, which was officially for this form, I go through all the tracks that I go through and I empty out all the donos. That was Friday of last week. So when people come in, because they save the link, and you come in and you hit the form, I'm still going to be doing everything based on the dono amount, not the day that you've come in and hit the form. So, I try to do the best I can to balance all that out and everything. And this is a pretty fat form that we have right now. Quite a few donor requests, but I just want to let you guys know that that's kind of how I'm handling this kind of thing. Okay. But well, I'll be no. Wait a second. Now, hang on for a second, Kaz. I'll be doing dono hangovers. That was a good point that you said that. If I don't finish a day. So in other words, if I don't finish today, and I got like 15 left, yes, the next day will definitely be the hangover. I will still always focus on that and making sure that when I start a stream on, like today, Happy Aloha Friday, I start that stream, and if I don't finish that stream, then there'll definitely be dono hangovers. But if I finish all of Friday, then it refreshes and everything comes in from there, something like that. I made sense. I think. I don't know. All right. That being said, refreshing list, and we're about to start the stream. And so here we go. Oh my goodness. Sorry, my form's freezing. It has nothing to do with the form. It has to do with my internet right now. I'm watching my kilobits, my kbits are going. Are you guys making fun of me? 1 a.m. turnip. They are. They're making fun of me. And they're supposed to protect me. Ah! Okay, here we go. Why is my head so big? Oh, that's right, the camera. I forgot. Okay. Yeah, I am scattered. I'm allowed to. I'm old. All right, guys, here we go. We're officially starting our dono countdown. Coming in, number 1, Jiminy Cricks Ginger. Oh, my goodness. How are you? Quite the dono, my friend. And still waiting to hear back from our Violet Pony friend so we can do that interview. Just want to let you know, I have not heard anything yet. Anyhow, so Ginger's coming in nice and hot here for a dono. And we are going to be starting this off with a track that is called Thereafter. And the band is Save Us from the Archon, I believe. And Save Us from the Archon is my favorite math rock band, and a band that I randomly stumbled upon while buying vinyl. I don't know too much about the band, but they are a 4-piece band from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Their first album is from 2012, and their last one was 2017. From their Facebook page, they are still playing shows and festivals here and there. Each of their albums are gapless concept albums, and the song titles tell the story since they don't have lyrics. This album is my favorite album of theirs because it's a great mix of chaotic math rock greatness and quiet, peaceful yet haunting interludes, all of which seamlessly fall together. Okay, so here we go. This, once again, is from Ginger, one of our cados here. The name of the band is Save Us from Archon, and the song is Thereafter. Let's see what they're after. I'm sure that's not how they meant it. Let's go. Oh, I see. This is the whole album we're listening to. Okay. Oh, Archons. Archons. I'm sorry. You know what I like about this is that there's a distance, a lot of distance between the mic and the acoustic guitars they're recording. Jeez. That last section was like what dial-up must have sounded like to two computers. You know who's been saving me through this so far, and what I mean by that, something I can latch on to, is the bass work. I mean, the drummer and the guitar players are killing it, without a doubt. But the job that the bass player has to keep this thing sane is insane. At some point they said, can I change my strings? I got blisters on my fingers. Listen to some pink noise while we wait. Funny enough, Turnip, pink noise, there's two types of noises that can be used in sound design. One is called pink noise, one is called white noise. And pink noise has a different frequency to it. It's dog whistle shit, but it's there. Yeah, there is brown noise, but that's when I've eaten too much, Spanish food. I'm sorry. You did, Jack. Yeah, that's a version of brown noise snook. Something else I want to say about this is I'm really digging the drum engineering. A lot of very phenomenal miking setup and compression on this. Or actually lack thereof, not too much of it. I like so far that I've heard quite a bit of really unique, fun sound design vibes. There's a lot going on, man. It's hard to unscramble this. Because that's what it feels like. But it's a very palatable scrambled. But I love these nuances that they keep throwing in here, these little breakpoints. I think you had said earlier, Ginger, they have these moments in it that kind of settles you down, so it's not wall-to-wall insanity and chaos in a perfectly beautiful math kind of way. So if Bill Nye, the science guy, were to have opened up a rock band, it would have sounded like this. Yeah, I'm on there like restful, which is much needed because there's so much going on in these arrangements. MP3, you're saying is the name of the band is O Hiroshima? Jeez. Code Echo for the win for the best emote that represents this. Drummer's roasting right now. God, the drummer is absolutely crushing. I mean, the other musicians are too, but oh, MP3, I just read your okay, when you said, oh, Hiroshima, I saw Hiroshima. My dad actually did a bunch of work for the band Hiroshima in the 70s. So I was like, wait, what? You know of Hiroshima? How many of you guys know of the band Hiroshima, by the way? Another thing I want to say about these musicians that we're listening to, when you're playing this kind of technical guitar, albeit I'm nowhere near it, you have very delicate, light hands as you're doing this with the guitar. So even though they're just railing like crazy, it's very soft and very light technique. With a drummer, you just know he's just octopusing just all day long, just completely putting out that energy physically. Another thing that I love about this are these guitar tones. They're not oversaturated, they're not overdriven. And I think if the tones were really more overdriven than they are now, it would come out more legato-y. there wouldn't be such a definition, I don't think. I'm sure I'm wrong, but with a little bit more of an overdrive to these sounds, it would be a little more connective instead of the exact nuances of being picked. Nice, bring us back into a little area to calm us down for a second. A little acoustic shoegaze. I mean, that's the vibe I'm getting. Somebody save me. I really like this interlude here. So this would be the fourth one, so maybe this is the quaalude. Sorry. Hate me for it. For those of you who remember. The Lemons or the Roar are 714s, I believe, right? So fun. A little blast beat in there. Just a little blast beat. So far, another thing that's been really noticeably great, it's almost like they're playing this whole album through. With the guitar tones being really consistent and stuff. Even if it is separate sessions, it doesn't matter. They're very consistent about their tones through this whole project. Oh my God, Double A would lose his mind if he heard this. You know, funny you should say that, Turnip. This song kind of reminds me of his technical acumen. The way he thinks. Oh yeah, I got that, no problem. Code. Guarantee on that. God, the drummer is just like making this so freaking chaotic. All in time, of course. This sounds like me when I'm actually getting my old twin reverb to warm up. I can't make that out whether that's a click track or he's side sticking. I like this change up here. This is the most chill of the whole album right here. Name of the track was kind of cool, Awake and Regretful. Oh, I just noticed something about the lyric, about the titles of the tracks. It's all one sentence. If you guys can zoom in and look at the titles. Track 1, You Don't Recall Our House Near the Ocean. Track 2, Swallowed by the Waves, Unable to Sleep When. Eventually, very clever. It is trippy, Metal Climber. It almost sounds like they're letting us off the ride of this album, this last 30 minutes, slowly gliding into the... Please wait till we've come to a complete stop. When the bars raise up, you can unbuckle your seats and step out to your left. Thank you so much for riding. So if this is, we still got a couple seconds before this ends. Yeah, I was saying the track list goes exactly like this, 1 through 9, but it's one full sentence or a paragraph that goes, number 1, you don't recall our house near the ocean. Number 2, swallowed by waves, unable to sleep when. Number 3, eventually, unconsciously. Number 4, you know everything ends and everyone leaves. Number 5, elapse. Number 6, only that house in my coincidence. Number 7, stays caught under tides. Number 8, awaking regretful. Number 9, informed of the reality left there in the after. Bruh, what a listen. My goodness. That was just hammer way to start the stream. I think for me, at least listening to this first, though it was a long listen, and thank you, that was a very kind donation. I appreciate that, Ginger. It kind of really sets the tone for me, because this was probably as math rock technical as it possibly can get. I think one of the unique things about math rock, and I'm not going to Beato out on this. That's going to, maybe I should put out a shirt like that. He'll probably want a percentage. But what I mean by that is that, you know, the fact that it doesn't have any real discernible melody, it does have repeated phrases and nuances that you can kind of dip into. Quado Beato. That's what we'll do. I'll morph his face on that of Quado. And so it doesn't have like a standout melody or leitmotif that repeats itself, except for the musicianship and the chaotic sound of it. And so therefore, you know, the journey is, and some people left a couple comments here that this might not be their cup of tea, which I understand, because it is kind of, you know, let alone one song, but a whole album to listen to through and through. It's enough to get your neurons firing, you know, a million miles an hour. But it definitely had I definitely had a full joy listening to it just because of the musicianship. And the other thing, like I said earlier, it almost sounds like they just hit record and did the whole song or the whole album, almost in the same way they ran the titles together, which I think is also badass, because I didn't hear any change in the EQs of the drums or the guitar tones, except maybe they kicked in a little dirt every now and then. It was very, very consistent. So it was one big journey all the way through. So that's why when they let us off that roller coaster, I said it the way I said. Thank you so much, Ginger. I appreciate that. Happy, happy, joy, joy. All right, let's carry on as we do. Next up is Makuzia. Uh-oh, I know what we got here from Makuzia. How are you, Makuzia? How you been? Oh, you dropped this one in nice and early, didn't you? This one here, oh, of course. Of course. He has no message for us. He just wants us to listen to a song called Tot Musica, T-O-T, Tot Musica, by the artist, you guessed it, Aaaloha. Ooh, this is a gnarly start. Oh, this chugs. Whoa, this slams. God, this completely is on fire to a lot of the types of bands that are putting out this back and forth chug EDM ambient vibe. Damn, this slams. Oh man, this is just, you know what, Makuzia, every time that you drop in a one piece, well, it's between you and I think the kebab seller have been really big on the one piece drops. I get to hear a whole different, well, no, not a whole different. I get to hear different dynamics in her voice. And a lot of times in some of her other songs, she'll cross up into so many different dynamics into her voice. But this one through and through, I think, since I also called it as being kind of more of a rock metal session on the stream, definitely, not only did it check all the boxes of being that, but I've got to say, based on a lot of things that I've listened to on the Decomposer Lounge, it is right up there with probably 80% of the kind of metalcore-ish kind of vibes. The thing that kept it from really crossing over, as far as I was concerned, is the mix. You know, obviously, her vocals is taking a little more a hotter position in the mix, a little more front and center, that it would have possibly, this is just my old man way of thinking, might have had just a slightly more ballsier kick to it if they pulled her vocals back just a little bit and let a little bit more of the punch come through. But it definitely delivered as being, without a doubt, I guess this is from One Piece. As far as fitting the niche that we're kind of getting into that metal rock for this particular stream, this crushed it. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I said. Anyhow, thank you so much for bringing this in there. This just knocked it out of the park. And plus, it's always such a joy to listen to Otto. I think she is, without a doubt, one of the top 5 all-around female singers I've ever heard. And I'm not talking about opera and classical. I'm just talking about the styles of music that we've been listening to. She's just absolutely phenomenal and a force to be reckoned with. You know, it's just mind-numbing. Next up here, coming up here is, back-to-back dudes. Lacrimosa is going to bring in some more metal here. How are you, Lacrimosa? Frying out there somewhere on the West Coast at almost 100 degrees from I saw earlier in the stream. This song is called The Repentance. And the artist is, I'm not going to get this right, but I'm going to say that this is Tryglav. So I'm going to get that wrong, probably. And the message is just some good, straightforward black metal. Every time you drop stuff on us and you're that humble about the description, I feel like I might have to turn down the volume on my headsets. Let's go. Ooh, I love that phasey guitar toning there, opening it up nice and slow. Oh, I like when he brought it down into this. The blast beat opening was kick-ass, but I'm going to marinate in this. God, the engineering on the vocals is insane. Great arrangement back there. There's that second arrangement behind the power chords that are so slick. You know, there's a tone in the vocals there. Da 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 da. I'll explain it when we're done. Listen for it in the background in the extreme hard left right of it. Can you hear it, Brex? Yeah, SB, it's like following the power chords. And what we're hearing with the guitar in the back with more of the melodic, that arrangement's been killing it through the whole track as well. Yes, it is following the roots. What a killer freaking track, man. You know, I've heard a ton of black metal, a ton of different really heavier genres of metal and stuff. And I always find these little pearls inside there that make me, that I get fascinated with, because I understand that the genre is that really heavy darkness, and you're really going to take it home. And the lead vocalist in most cases is going to have that torrential, thunderous growl to their voice. But let me start with that first. So when I had said earlier, man, I love the engineering, is because as I can only tell from a noob in the genre, listening to what it sounded like when it first started all the way to where we are now. This track was released a year ago, so I'm going to say maybe it was this album's maybe a couple years old. But implementing more newer techniques in engineering now, you could take that growl and you can, it's the core, right? You're going to engineer it a specific way, but then you might take it and double it and do things a little wider just to give it some depth. But in this case, what was really super cool is that the power chords that were da 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 da, right? Those were the power chords that were firing through at least 3/4 of the track with certain breaks going on there. There was a doubling of that with the vocals. Now, I don't know what they were saying, obviously, but tonally gave the forward vocal, the main vocal, a little bit of a melodic support in an otherwise not so melodic expression, because from what I have gathered thus far, a lot of the black metal or those kind of growling techniques don't have an extraordinary amount of melodic presence. But when doing stuff like that, all of a sudden it gave it a little bit more of life, you know, in what otherwise would be like super darkness, right? The other thing that was really super cool is you did have a lot of the power chord work that was going there, or maybe the 8th or even the 16th chugs, but there was another guitar part that was always back there that had your melodic back to it. So, but you know, doing it in 16ths, you know, and stuff like that. So even though this was a bomb-blastic track, there was melodic content, albeit in the arrangements of it, but it definitely carried, you know. So that's definitely how I felt about it. I thought it was badass. I love listening to tracks like this because it puts me in a place where I otherwise don't listen to music like this, because it's just not my that's just where I'm at with my life and stuff. But when I listen to it, I just go, man, the musicality in it, even though Rick Beato would go, I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep chiming into him. He really is a cool cat. He has a lot to say. I'd like to actually, wouldn't it be a blast if like Rick and I sat through a bunch of tracks like this and go, so Rick, what did you think of that? I think that'd be really fun. You know. Anyhow, let's carry on. Thank you so much for dropping that in on us, man. That was killer. Next up is Jappy. Jappy, are you with us? This is, excuse me. This band, every time this band comes through our stream, is very progressive and melodic, and a joy to listen to. This song is called Acronym Love. The name of the band is Riverside. And the message is, here you go for the request. Not much to say, just to experience. I like this band from Poland. They deserve more recognition. Let's go. Riverside. Nice.
This is harder than I thought it would be. Being there in my Prozac trees. Saw your beauty and I kept in mind. Imagine your smell and touch. Imagine all of us. I'm sure we want to find a place.
Has a little musical theater vibe to it.
We're alone inside, they'll never change. Cleaning, ducking, and running time. Fill in the blanks for what it's worth. Follow that feel no repair. Could of course be wrong. I could of course be blind. I'm sure we want to find our place.
Something it has little brush strokes of Steven Wilson, a little bit of Opeth. And a big dose of themselves. Riverside, of course. Listen to that bass.
I'm sure we want to find our place. We're alone inside, never change. This is
Piano part's really nice.
what it would be. I'm still here in my prose.
And this is a live performance too. Very, very tight.
Seeing your beauty keeping all in mind. No chance to survive. My love, goodbye.
Somehow you know when the lead singer is the bass player. The music is so well written. I'm just saying. Come for me in the comments if you think I'm mental, but I'm just telling you. Oh no, there's a Rick Beato emote. Nice little growly organ sound there. That's killer. Oh, really, Retro Gamer? Oh, that's too bad. So, I mean, something like this really keeps really good company when I'm saying it's got the Steven Wilson vibes, it's got the Opeth vibes, you know what I'm saying?
This is harder than I thought it would be.
God, listen to that plate on the snare.
So your beauty keeping on the mind, and no chance to survive. My love, goodbye. My love, goodbye.
The little arpeggiation he's playing on that Korg. We'll probably finish up with the piano. Wow. That was all live, guys. Yeah, that was super badass. And it sounded like a kind of a semi-small room there. You know, I've done one or two other Riverside tracks, and like I had mentioned, their progginess, their production, their musicianship, just like I said, it keeps really good company when I mention Opeth or Steven Wilson and stuff like that. It's like they're pulling from the same, let's just say, universe of arrangements and compositions and techniques. You know, blending genres and stuff like that, being very, very melodic in their arrangements as well. So not only do you have the principal melody that the vocalist is singing, but their arrangements are extremely melodic, which is nice. Instead of just kind of laying back on pads and voicings, and pads and let's say standard rhythm approaches and arrangements with the band and stuff, everything, even with the bass. You know, so, and like I said earlier, every time the bass player is also the lead singer, you know you're going to get extremely melodic songs. And I don't know what that's about. I don't know whether you have Rush or Sting, Police, / Level 42, how many other bands? Well, this band, Riverside, how many other bands that have lead singers that are bass players where the songs seem to be very melodic? I think that could be the way the bass playing is wired as well. You know, the bass, you know. Yeah, look at that. I said the same thing as Amon was typing. It's almost like your arrangements in your head, if the bass player is a singer, seems to be a lot more eclectic, abstract. But at the same token, extremely there's a lot of rhythm in there, in the arrangements and stuff. So the way it's written, you know, they all have that same kind of vibe to it. You know, so Riverside, this was a kick-ass track. It was Acronym Love Live, all the way back from 2014. And apparently some folks were saying that the guitar player in this video may have passed away already, which is too bad. So, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, next up, what do we got? Next up, we are doing a Judgment to Kazi. Kazi, you are judgmenting me. You are judging me, Kazi. Stop judging me. Okay. So, this song is called Love Rain Over Me. Love Rain Over Me? Oh, this is from The Who. Oh, okay. Hey, Jeebs. So for a while, I was kicking around the idea of sending you more 9-gen Sue for tonight. But then I remembered a classic rock track I had on the back burner. The Who, in my eyes, are the quintessential rock band that really became a figurehead for the era of stadium rock and the rock stars' live performance. Peter Townsend, Roger Daltrey, Keith Moon, and John Entwistle really embodied the rock and through and through. While I could send you several tracks of theirs that are timeless, I think an emotional track that often goes overlooked from their masterpiece album Quadrophenia is Love Reign O'er Me. Roger kills it in the vocal performance, and his usual raw guttural yells dialed up to 11. You can't wait to see what you think of. Can't wait to see what you can't wait to hear what you think of. Can't wait to see what I hear that I think of, is what I think Judgment Kazi's saying. You guys ready? We're going to be listening to The Who. Not the H-U Who, but the W-H-O, The Who. Legendary band. Let's go. Who would have been playing the piano? Entwistle? Kind of like how John Paul Jones is the utility guy for Zeppelin. Well, that makes sense if it was Pete Townsend. I think the Who is also one of the first rock bands to use arpeggiated sequences. That's one and the same. You hear that acoustic guitar in the back too? That's a big signature of Townsend's arrangements. I like that.
Can bring the rain that falls like tears from on high. Love, rain on me, rain on me, rain on me. Love, rain on me, rain.
How did I sleep on this track? Even from my own listening experience, when I was younger.
On the dry and dusty road, the nights we spent apart alone. I need to get back home to cool, cool rain. I can't sleep and I'm laying, I think. The night is hot and black as ink. Ooh, oh God, I need a drink of cool, cool rain.
That's another great thing about The Who is how they wrote music that was just unbelievable theater of the mind. You really drifted off into a place when you listened to their work. Hey, Ninja Visible. Thank you. Welcome. I know snows in Australia. There's that perma brand. Sometimes it has to do with CSI, but would have loved to have been on the long end of that publishing check. Great sound of the album. It's so freaking nostalgic. It almost felt like at that point they said, hey man, go get those horn players at the end of the other studio over there. I need them to hit one note. Just at the end. Ready, guys? And go. One of the things about The Who that now listening to this, it brings back such a bit of my thinking back then. Why were they so powerful in stadium? You know, the very first bands to really power through, of the very first bands to power through in stadium rock or arena style, no, more stadium at the time, is because the one thing about their writing was it was very thought-provoking. You know what I mean? They really hammered down and really, they really invested in their composition, taking their musicianship, their performance abilities, and just put it towards things that really made you kind of theater of the mind it. And then, of course, they move it forward with their own performances, you know, as seeing them in person. Where other bands like Zeppelin or, God, it's horrible, the Rolling Stones and stuff like that, at the time in the era of that type of that style of more raw composition, rock music and stuff like that, I think the one thing about The Who is that with the arrangement skill set that Peter Townsend had, that to add all the sequences and do so many different things, and even, of course, we're joking around, but the opening of the CSI theme or the TV show, you know, they really doubled down on giving you something that was hookable without it being melodic. And you guys have heard me say this 1,000 times. There's such power in the back end arpeggiations of holding down an arpeggiation in a voicing that would transcend chord changes. You know what I'm saying? And there's just something about that. It's like having the drone, or it's like having the tonic, or having a note through those chord changes that you could hold down through and through, that gives you this like emotional zip line, or this sonic zip line that you don't even know that you've been hooked onto. So you've been hooked onto that zip line, and all of a sudden, you know, they send it. Literally, they send it musically, and then they send you down that zip line experience. So that, I believe, is something that was an extraordinary superpower of The Who. And then let alone, well, Daltrey's voice and just an incredibly different way of performing that really pulled you in for a bigger ride. So I'm not comparing The Who to Zeppelin's to Rolling Stones' ability to fill the stadiums. It's just what did they deliver in their music. And to me, that's what it always was. It was always like a sit back and, you know, kind of reminds me of when Elton John released, we've talked about this before. What was the name of that album that Elton John released that had all the weird artwork in it? Really super trippy stuff, you know. Then you sit there and you look at that album while you're listening to the music, and you dive down deep in it. Back in the days where who would be relishing? My counterpart, the new emote, that we have. Whether it be the power of the melody and everything like that. Those were the good old days when we had the music and stuff like that. That's right! Captain Fantastic was the album, and yes, back in the days of 19 Briato. Instead of the 1900s, we're going to call it the 19 Beatos. And please know that I do that respect. That guy is such an extraordinary amount of information and talent, and he's such a great teacher. But you know, you got to call it for what it is. 19 Beato back in the day. So thank you so much for bringing that in. I was so stoked you did that, Kazzy Jazzy. Okay, next one is Hot Diaper and a Chicken. Is coming up next, and Hot Chicken and Diaper. Just let it go. Just let it go. Let's move on, because that's what I'm going to be doing. The next one here is the song is called. Sorry, my brain is flipping the shit around if I don't take my ginkgo and if my Depends are too tight. The name of this song is The Dismal Tide. And the band here is The Hope Conspiracy. It's from one of our legacy cados here, Hot Chicken and Diaper. Thank you very much for your kind donation. And the message is, here's some hardcore. Hope the dissonance. Oops, my God, I got hiccups. Hope the dissonance in the beginning isn't too uncomfortable. And she leaves in her message a wah-ha-ha-ha-ha emote. All right, let's see what Hot Chicken and Diaper is dropping in on us. Oh, that sounds weird too, right? Hot Chicken and Diaper could be dropping stuff on us. I got joked. I'm sorry. My bad. Here we go. Oh, what the hell is that? The hell just happened? Stop it. Leave me alone. That's not what I want to hear. This is what I want to listen to. Job opening. Shut up, 1 a.m. Leave me alone. Oof. You weren't kidding about that dissonance. I like the guitar arrangement in the back. Something like that. That's badass. Lisa, what genre would you say this is? God, I love his vocals. Right, that tritone in the back, isn't that sick, Aman? Hardcore punk and grindcore, okay. Well, the vocal performance was what's giving me the full punk heaviness. His performance is just... No, it was a good way to start damned registration. Don't feel bad about it. It was sunny days. God, I love it when bands like this do this. It's like giving us a moment of like horror purgatory. Like they haven't let you go fully, but they're gonna keep you in here. in tone there. I love where the bass is mixed in on this too. It's kind of a sludgy thrash at this point. It's like a real punch in the throat going into the cut time as well. It really gives it just a little extra. When the band says to the guitar player, I need it to mean something, but make the solo tasteful. That's what we just got there. Man, what a great track. There are so many elements that we pulled out of it while we were listening together, as far as also kind of defining what the kind of genre that it would be. You know, hardcore punk, grindcore, and then they themselves kind of downshifted into something that, you know, I have to lean on you guys a lot of time to kind of decipher the subgenres. Of course, the genre of itself is called, you know, the Dismal Tide, the track itself. But going into kind of the sludge stoner aspect towards the end of it, by really just letting the tones rattle and, you know, kind of purge themselves out while that cut time was introduced. And the same thing with the solo. Like I said earlier in my little comment, which was like, you know, I can imagine the band saying, okay, dude, do your thing, but we want it to mean something. I just meant that it was just a little more melodic than, let's just say, discursive in talent flashing. And to me, that's what really sticks out. The performance, a vocal performer for me, and since I'm still like always up in the air about genres and stuff like that when it comes to punk and all the subgenres and things, I think what for myself when I was thinking is this has that punk element is really predominantly on how he was performing more so than the track. You know, in my mind when I think of track, I'm thinking like you know, that kind of stuff. But did you get the code in there? But his voice and his performance of it just really had the heaviness and the punchiness of punk. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was. So Hot Dip in a Chiker, that was really... Hot Chick in a Diaper. Oh my God, it's happening right before our eyes, guys. Please tell me. I'm hoping that this is not the beginning of... Remember when Jeeves used to do his streams? He used to make sense. Poor guy. He fell down that other rabbit hole. Where now I'm just like sitting there, you know, someone's got to feed me cabbage, and I'm just going, blah, blah, blah. Oh, shit. Drink more Ovaltine. I don't know. Look, it's gotten so bad, guys, that even the sweets that I have now, a friend of mine sent me this thing, goes, hey, dude, I know you like candies, but you got to take care of yourself. And so I've been eating these kind of veggie-based candies of sorts, you know, like smart, like what is this? This one is like peach rings. Hang on for a second. This one is like the fish, you know, and this one is like a Sour Patch, you know, and then this one is like, what is this? Like a cherry watermelon thing. I have a funny feeling I start eating these things to make me healthier, and they're making me more bobo. I think because my body just screams for the regular sugar that I need. I'm just saying. These things were not cheap, too. These are like $6 a bag. I'm like, bruh, just the principle of it. But what are you going to do? I'm old. You know, every time I try to do something to think, I need to start taking care of myself. You know, maybe I should eat well. I need to do this. All of a sudden, I find myself like drifting off further. But as soon as I get the doses of sugar, you know, the hot cup of fat with the head of Alfredo Garcia kind of thing, I get back to myself. It's like I get back into the more toxins that I eat, the more myself I become. The more, thinking I'm going to just chill out and eat really nice and stuff and be good, the more I'm like, cabbage, cabbage, cabbage. I don't know. It's just happening. You're going to find me screaming at cars in the corners of the street here in Honolulu in a matter of weeks, months. And there'll be like a whole, like, whatever happened to the avocado? And then I'll be like all scurvy in the side, like, and I'll be saying, but God said to me. And then I'll be going, wait a minute. The pastors that are making $1 billion in their mega churches, they're saying God said to me. How come they get to make $1 million? And if I say it on the corner, the people are like wanting to throw me into jail. I'm just saying. Oh my God, I just went on a tangent. Let me get out of this, please. Calgon, take me away. All right, next up. And if anybody remembers the Calgon, take me away, please let me know if you guys were old enough. Next up is SB. Man, did I go on a rant there. Jeez, that's why you guys hang out in the show. You never know what the old man's going to do. SB, here's what we got. What we're going to do here from SB is, this is a song called Akudama. Akudama, it looks like it's going to be a live performance. This is from the band Alpha Wolf. And this is from our heavy metal specialist, SB here. She loves posting in Discord. By the way, guys, go to Discord, hang out there if you have an account. If you're not into the Discord thing, fine. But if you don't, go to Discord. There's some great chats that go on there. And there's some really cool sharing that goes on as well. You'll have mosh pitting. That'll be like, uploading like her. She's going to mosh pits. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. And this is what that kind of fun is. Anyhow, happy Saturday morning, Abba and the cados, which is Saturday for her because it's Friday for us because she's in Australia. You wanted metal, and you know I can provide. Yes, I knew I was going to get one from you. I've now seen these guys 3 times, and they just keep getting better. Their gig on Thursday night was so much fun. Crowd surfed. Yes, there's actually video of her, I think. Did you put on video of you crowd surfing, or was it you getting surfed or somebody? I can't recall. Yes, it said right here, crowd surf for the first time in 30 years. So what they did is they made her put her walker to the stage, and she was, no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just playing. Ran around some circle pits and joined in some walls of death. Wow, what is a wall of death? I've never heard of that. Seriously, I've never heard of wall of death. Definitely achieved pit fluidity. I was fully entrenched in my happy place. Oh my God, SB. Everybody, we've got to find that emote. SB is in it to win it. In it to win it. I don't know. I look at that, and that is just such another world over there when those mosh pits collapse and stuff. And what did you call it? Wall of death? I'm like, no. I've had enough plastic surgery done on my face because of playing hockey. I'm just saying. All right, guys, here we go. This is SB bringing us some of the from Alpha Wolf. This Wolf. I said Wolf. Alpha Wolf. Akudama. You guys ready? Here we go. All right. Akudama! What? Bruh. Jesus. And this is live. This sounds phenomenal. Somebody has like an It's5060 on a stick that keeps on getting in the way there. I was about to say, Mason, I just couldn't put the name of the band in my head. What a just ghastly, dark, gnarly sound on that guitar. Oh, this is 2 guitars. Are there no bass on this? I was wondering. I'm reaching for a bass tone, but I'm going. This is one of those kind of animals as leaders type sounds. Is that boom boxes on the back of that amp? That's the ball basting. Oh, look at that pit. That was just balls to the wall. But SB.
Can we take a pic with you guys real quick?
Oh, they want to take a pic. Look at that. Of course, you want to do the band selfie. Everybody's got to do the band selfie when that happens. SB, was it me or did I not hear... let me get it here to just a little thing here. Did I not hear any bass? It looked like there were 3 people with axes out there, but I couldn't define a bottom end of it. So I didn't know if it was one of those animals as leaders where they have like 8-string guitars that are holding down that bottom. I thought the track was as ball buster as you said it was going to be. And yes, I can see how it could ignite a wall of death, as you say, in the pits and everything. But the engineering on this, so I don't know if this is off of a DVD. This was just 4 weeks ago. So I don't know what kind of mix. I mean, they must have ran out really quick and, you know, maybe went into a studio, mixed it out. Or if this was straight off the board, this whoever that engineer is was fucking just crushed it, you know, with the balance and everything. But a ball blasting performance. There is a bass player. Okay, maybe for some reason, it just seemed like I was kind of hunting for the bass on, a bass line on it, unless everything that was happening there was completely unison to all the guitar work, which was more than enough of, you know, movement going on in that. The drummer also, just the tones and the sounds and the mixing and the engineering and the drums great. The band crushed, full stop. I got nothing to say about that. And they were just like quintessential performing as well. So it's a whole different energy, you know, when I'm watching a band playing live. And of course, there's a lot of times I try to dial into different nuances of the performances. Sometimes I hope for mistakes. Not mistakes necessarily, but let's just say mischugs or little timing issues and stuff. But these guys were freaking metronome type, you know. And I also love when I watch live performances like this. I just love to see what music does to people. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you're watching opera and everybody's looking like the guy from Monopoly and with a top hat, all the way to, you know, the gnarliness of what this is. I love to get the opportunity to watch live musicians. They cut into the, you know, of course, a classical mosh pit would be just littered with just crackers and caviar and stuff. But I'm just saying, you know, would love to see a little mosh pit on the Beethoven's Fifth. That would have been fun. That would be fun to watch. Somebody needs to carve that up, you know. So, anyhow, thank you so much, SB, for bringing that into the house. And also thank you for teaching me something. I didn't know what a wall of death is. So really quick, you may have answered it, but from what I may have seen, isn't a wall of death when like they clear the space and then at one exact time, they'll come in from one side to another like this and do that? Is that kind of what a wall of death is? Please explain to me. Oh, it is. Okay, I got really lucky, Lisa. Thank you. I was like, oh, okay, is that it? I always thought that was like the starting, because I know nothing of that audience inclusion part of the show. That's what it. I was going, wow, look at that. They all start off at a distance, just like go, like full metal. What's the name of the football game that they play in Australia and in rugby? It's like metal rugby. Are they scrumming? Are they coming in for a scrum? Is that what you call a scrimmage or scrum or scrummage or a scone or something? I don't know. They come in and just kind of. It's mind numbing. But that's what music does. I would gander to say that music has probably saved this planet so many times from going nuclear war. You know what I mean? How music, and especially music of this capacity, could be used as such a vent of just getting out that discursive energy, like I can imagine maybe there was at some point there's yeah, we're going to kill them all off. We're going to have war. Hang on, let's listen to this song. Woo, poosh. And then after the song going, woo, no, we're good now. We're good. We let go of some of that energy. I'm just saying that would be something I would go kind of think music's played a part in saving this planet a few times. All right, let me get off the Abbacado train. Okay, so next up, A Coral Reefer is going to bring something into our heads here. A Coral Reefer is going to have us check out a song called Dance For Me. The band is Charlotte DeWitt. And so this song that Charlotte DeWitt played during her set at Tomorrowland, the track is actually by an artist named Alignment, but her mixing just makes it better as she's mixing into different songs. It's going to jump you straight into her set, the BPM as a little higher and more energetic versus the dark minimal ones I've sent. She still has minimal in her sets, but on a different level. The video is going to cut short, and you're going to be disappointed because you'll be wanting to listen more. Okay, I'll be the judge of that. All right, A. Coral Reefer, thank you again, and thank you so much. That was a kind donation as well. Let's go. I wonder if these DJs and these artists, all the music that we're listening to, if they've pre-produced that and then leave stems out on their pads that they hit, so that's their source of live performance. You know what I'm saying? I never quite understood how that worked. Just in time, Coral Reefer. So maybe you can help me with that question. Are these artists, like, do they piecemeal and record stuff in their studios and bring it in a system like this and reassemble it as a performance by assigning it to the different buttons on their pads? I'm so naive to this. Yeah, Fentol, I guess it's kind of a rough question to pin down, because each one of them, I guess, do things their own way. I just think it's absolutely extraordinary that it's such a full load of people listening to this music. It's so hypnotic, but it's at the power of an individual. I think it's wonderful.
Dance for me.
But I'm sure if Beato heard it, it would get Rick rolled. You get it? The play on his name, Rick the bot. Forget it.
Work for me, dance for me, move for me, shake for me, work for me, dance for me, move for me, shake for me, work for me, dance for me, move for me, shake for me.
Wow, that's pretty complex, Ginger.
Dance for me, move for me, shake for me, work for me, dance for me, move for me, shake for me, work for me, dance for me, move for me, shake for me, dance for
The
me.
edge of infinity. There's a spirit that dwells deep within my soul. A spirit that possesses the entity beyond all self-existence. This is the missing channel deep within my soul.
Dance for me.
Okay, that makes sense, Ginger. Thank you. What does DJS stand for? I know what a DJ is, but is S a thing? No, you were so right, a Coral Reefer. I did want more. I was like, I'm so into it that it actually didn't even sound like the 5 minutes that it was playing, because I was getting into it. Actually, you know what's really unique about this is that this particular style of music, though I know that there's many different, as Ginger's kind of teaching me a little bit. Oh, it was plural. Okay, I didn't know. Because I'm old, Ginger, that's what happens. Everybody brings to the table their own technique of doing things, and then the many different genres I also understand within the EDM, and then the subgenres of rave and techno and Goa and trance and jungle rhythms and D&B and stuff like that kind of falls under that. So everybody brings in their own flavors and even dubstep. A friend of mine's son was well, I guess you're always a musician, but was a dubstep performer, like in Europe and stuff like that. And I'd listen to his music too. A Coral Reefer, what was really nice about this track, there's something about it that, as I was kind of chatting away and learning about the particular style and asking questions, it was a great background music for me to keep me in the kind of like a soundtrack to me reading the chats and stuff like that. So subliminally, this was pumping in the back, and it was nowhere near intrusive. I didn't feel like it was repetitive. I thought it was a sick jam, you know. And, you know, for myself, I don't know how to write that kind of music. That comes from a place of which I would have never been able to mine into, if you would. But I thought it was a great track, and you were right. I did want more. So, yapper. Who's up next? DJ Tambori. DJ Tambor. Hey, DJ, are you a DJ? Like what the kind of DJ we were talking about, DJ Tambor? How are you? Are you even here? DJ Tambor. There he is. Okay, DJ is bringing into the house here a song called Termination. And the game is YS1 and 2 Chronicles. Composed by Yuzo Koshiro and arranged by Yukihiro Jindo, this track is the final boss theme of the game that plays when the player reaches the top of a very tall tower to face off against the main character's mortal enemy for one final showdown. Okay, DJ Tambor, let's go. And staying with the metal theme. Wow, the muted guitar work is sick. Yeah, it sounds like the Orange Caps, Almon. Man, the guitar arrangement on that is sick. I also like the kind of that organ in the back of the mix. Organ in the back of the mix is what I meant, okay? This had a little bit of a Boston flair, like the band Boston. I mean, if you really think about it, listen to it with the organ and the kind of guitar work and stuff like that. Very Boston-esque. How many people? That was super cool. Now, I'll tell you what else I love about this is it doesn't sound like there's an overuse of the overhead mics for the kit, for the drum kit. Whoa! Who's that bass player? Cannot tell me there's not enough metal in video games. That's the patterns that are giving me those Boston vibes. Great hi-hat stops. Damn, what a kick-ass track for a video game. I guess, like you said, that's a boss fight. It definitely had boss fight energy to it. The production of it was just out-and-out, full-blast rock. A little more rock than metal. But I said it now for the fourth time. Really gave me that band Boston vibes because of the arrangements of the guitars. A lot of movement in there, a lot of that Tom Schultz style muting in the tone as well. The drums, that's another thing too. I don't know when this was actually made. It was uploaded 10 years ago, but I don't know when this song was actually posted into the game. Maybe you can tell me, those who may know. But it definitely also had the same engineering techniques and tactics that might have been used in the late 70s, early 80s with that kind of, more progressive metal-y kind of vibe. But once again, it's the Japanese composers who say, oh yeah, we should do something like this. And they just do it in such an extraordinary way. And another thing that I love about the composers in Japan through all my journey here on the channel with all the gaming work that I've heard is it's always authentic sounding. You know what I'm saying? In the world of composers, we have a sense of, we'll have a sense sometimes if we listen to somebody's composition that we might go, oh yeah, that's a metal guy trying to sound jazzy, or that's a jazzy guy trying to sound metal or something like that. There's that sense of like overworking, but these guys just go ahead and they just crush from top to bottom, yes. And that's another thing. You're right, Super Loco. They have a tendency to be very emotional in their compositions, even if it's gnarlier, darker metal tracks. You know, they know how to inject emotion into it. So, DJ Tambor, thank you so much. It was released in the 1980s. Okay, so then that's why it's got that vibe. But I don't know if this is a remix, maybe, or a remaster or something. It sounds so good, is what I'm saying. No, you're right, Skeletank. I couldn't have said it any better. That's such a truth right there. You know, there's no two ways about it. Oh, it was a remaster. Okay, that's what it was. Okay, next up, Ink Sentia. How you doing? You's in the house? Let's see what you got here. Ink Sentia wants us to do a track from a little band. They had some recognition for a while, but then they've since faded for about a minute when they had to go through some musician changes, and they're still looking for a drummer. This next song is from Metallica. I'm sorry. Please, I'm going to have to edit that out because I'm going to get hit in tropes. I'm going to get hit. I'm going to get hammered for that. You knew what I was building up to. SB has me wired, you know, that's... Anyhow, so this is Metallica, and the name of the song is Disposable Heroes. And 3 nights, 3 concerts, 50 to 65K in attendance each night. One of the most underrated Metallica songs, and they were in stellar form here, time-stamped for your convenience. All right, here we go. Hey, Zyrulo87, welcome. Here we go. Jeez, look at this.
¿Están listos? ¿Están listos?
I love that. Human beings on a stage with music commanding that kind of power. Mind-numbing.
You want to see some action out there? Oh.
Such a charge, you know what I mean, of war, like, ugh. That would be a salsa pit. God, look at that crowd. This definitely has like a Black Sabbath vibe to it, doesn't it? Masters of Thrash.
Let's sing it! Back to the front! You will do what I say when I say back to the front! You will die when I say you must die! Back to the front!
that bass player was such an important addition to the band. Not only as a musician, but the energy. I mean, such a bookend. Really tight, man. It was, I mean, that guy was repping with the tap. Lars is crushing it. Tasty line there, I like that. They got a couple of really great change-ups in the track. You know, there's no two ways about it. I know everybody. Hey, wait a second. There's another song. I don't know. Is it? Oh no, it was the ending. I'm yapping over it. There's no two ways about it. I mean, you know, I think just unfortunately Lars has become kind of a punching bag of, you know, drum, the drumming world and stuff like that. He's fucking solid, you know, and he for the band and for the legacy that they've created. They are masters of what they do, and they are masters of taking the metal home, the thrash. Just great songwriting, great musicianship. Did you hear how many change-ups were in that track, that particular pass? And even if that was the last track of the performance, I guess, or maybe that was a pre-encore track, they were tight, man, and they delivered. You know, even if they've played that 1,000 times, I don't care. Now, I don't know. Now, apparently this was uploaded 11 months ago. So I don't know if this is an older concert that was a long time ago. I think it's, I'm looking at the background. I guess this is June 2009 this was done, but this was just more recently uploaded, I guess. Nonetheless, just bone crushing, and they are who they are. They're Metallica. They are legendary beyond any contestation, as I'd like to say. Guys, check this out. I'm going to take a really short break. There's a ton of donos coming. I ain't going anywhere as far as like cutting it short. I just need to take about 10 minutes and stretch out my back a little bit. So I'm just going to drop on some music. I'm going to shut down my hard drive for a second, give it a breather. And